Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Margaritas with Marguerita Cheng, CFP Pro. I'm Hope Katz Gibbs, producer of the show on the Incandescent Radio Network and Incandescent TV. I am blown away by today's guest, Mrs. Bakewell. She is going to teach us what cream tea is. Her love of England, British history, and baking ultimately led her to be the founder of the first and only cream tea company in the United States. And we are going to learn all about that, her amazing honors and awards. And at the end, I'm going to unpack this incredible product that she sends to all of her customers. So now take it away, Miss Rita.
Well, thank you so much, Hope, and welcome, Rose. We are so excited to have you join us and talk to us about Mrs. Bakewell's and cream tea. So, without further ado, tell us about Mrs. Bakewell's and cream tea.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Hope and Rita. You guys are so sweet. That was an amazing introduction. So Mrs. Bagels is a cream tea company, the only mail order company that specializes in cream tea in the state. And cream tea is the best part of afternoon tea, in my opinion, which it entails English scones, clotted cream, and preserves. And we use the finest ingredients to make our English scones.
Well, thank you so much. And I know, Rose, when we spoke, you explained to me the difference between clotted cream and whipped cream. I
Yes,
think our viewers and listeners would love to know that because they're not the same.
right, exactly. And clotted cream isn't widely available here in the States. And so clotted cream is heavy cream that's heated. It's baked for a very long time at a low temperature, and whipped cream is heavy cream that's just whipped cold. So there's a big difference.
And so, what do you want to achieve by providing Mrs. Bakewell to the public? Particularly, we're here in Maryland, but we'll say, to the American.
Yes. So we live in a country where everyone is on the go, right? Grabbing things on the run and eating in the car. Um, but when people sit down for tea, whether it's cream tea or afternoon tea, or just having a cup of tea and some tea biscuits, it's a very versatile pastime where you can either have some alone time to check in with yourself and have a really welcome break from a hectic day, or you can have tea with loved ones. And it's just a time to really connect and over a soothing cup of tea and delightful treats. And my goal is to really provide people with a cream tea box with everything you need to have a perfect cream tea experience. For parties or to send as a gift. It's just the perfect. I think it's the perfect gift.
Well, thank you so much for that. So, we love to feature entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Um, Tell us some lessons learned during your entrepreneurial journey.
Oh goodness. Well, you have to be really quick on your feet because so many things can happen as a business owner. And for me, I'm gonna speak as a mother. I'm sure you don't get that a lot, right? Because it's all about business. But I'm gonna speak as a mother, and balancing your business and home life is just such a massive struggle. But it's so rewarding too. And I love that I can still spend as much time as I possibly can with my children, have a business I can nurture and grow. And um, it's almost like having another baby, really. But the same as you would if you added another sibling to the mix, the attention needs to be distributed amongst everyone. And sometimes my children do get the short end of the stick and have to wait a bit when I have to work. And because as an entrepreneur, your work never ends, right? I'm sure you both know. And I think yeah, you really have to love what you do. Otherwise, it won't seem worth it and you'll lose interest very quickly and feel unmotivated. And there needs to be a purpose and drive for why you're doing what you're doing. Um yeah, because if I didn't absolutely love or have a passion for my mission, I would never be able to do any of this. Because I really, yeah, I always joke that I'm a one woman show, but I really am. I take care of everything from, baking the scones to sourcing the ingredients and finding distributors, measuring for packaging, sourcing the materials, all like arranging logistics, all of that. So just really have to love what you do.
So well said. I mean, I've always said being a mom of three has actually made me a better planner because I'm always having to plan. And I think, my kids definitely appreciate it when they were younger. Like I'd do conference calls, I'd have the line on mute, I'd give them coloring books, snacks, and I would try to keep them engaged. So yes, I mean, I think they definitely at the time they didn't understand it, but now they appreciate it because, I was able to spend time growing my business. So, so well said. So, you also tell us about your children's books, and you definitely can combine children's books with tea because who doesn't want to just read with your children and have a nice cup of tea? So, tell us about your children's books.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Well, I have a children's book series called Lottie, where it follows a loving family who loves to bake, and there's a recipe card attached to each book, and the method is within the story, so you have to read it if you want to learn how to make it. And of course, there's a baking lesson in each book, but also a life lesson. And Lottie and the Tea Party is my first book, and it has Mrs. Bakewell scones in the book. It's featured in the book. So if people want to make the scones, they can make it themselves at home too.
I just love that. It's such an immersive experience. So, how can we um, order your tea boxes? We have a surprise for you at the end, so we want to learn how we can order them, what your website is.
Yes,
We'll show everybody, but you can tell us how.
our cream tea boxes are sold exclusively online through our website at mrsbakewells.com. But if you are local to Maryland, or Virginia or DC, Butler's Orchard carries our sampler boxes. And I work with Butler's Orchard because I love them. There's something so special about orchards and just being around nature, and, so yeah, so my books and my sampler boxes are carried there.
Beautiful. And so we know we're in spring, although the weather sometimes has not been cooperating. You have a garden party coming up, so tell us about that.
Yes, our garden party is I love having people over for tea, and, we have our first annual garden party on the 7th of May at Glenview Mansion, where we will be serving afternoon tea to the community. It'll be the largest afternoon tea that I would be serving up to date. And we'll have cucumber cream cheese sandwiches, Victoria sponge cakes, of course, Mrs. Bakewell scones, and lots of delightful things. And the, our I really wanted to showcase our local youth talents as well. So um, a group of children from um, Strathmore will be coming to a quartet will be coming to play for us while everyone is enjoying their afternoon tea, and tickets are also available online on our website at mrsbakewells.com.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Now back to you, Hope.
Thank you. Well, I am just blown away. Like when we learned about Mrs. Bakewell coming on today, she offered to send me a sampler. So this arrived the following morning. Who doesn't want one of these, right? They're amazing with her product name on it. And inside was the perfect cream tea assortment. So it comes with her homemade scones, it comes with two. I had to taste them. I saved the rest for my daughter. So these are beyond delicious. This amazing strawberry jam, and this is my favorite jam. So I have tasted this before. Amazingness, and a little jar of this fabulous cream tea, which I am enjoying as we speak. Thank you very much. And Mrs. Bakewell's spoons, which are fabulous. I mean, this is such a class act. You can't ask for more. And I had one quick more question for you, Rose.
Of course.
So you were a contestant on the American version of the Great British Bake Off and the Great American Baking Show. Tell us just a little bit about that amazing experience.
So it's a little bit sad actually, but it's also wonderful because I learned so much from it, and I was chosen to be a contestant on the Great American Baking Show. Went through the process of interviews, auditions, taste testing, things like that, and for 1 whole month we had to get our recipes ready because it's a little bit different. So the Bake Off, the Great British Bake Off, you get to do it. You get to go home, work on your recipes, and then go into the tent and bake. The contestants in America, we have to make all of our recipes in advance, um, because we just stay at a rented flat in England. So I got all my recipes ready. I was just my kitchen was a mess because I was developing so many recipes. And on my flight to England, yeah, I got to England and I had an emergency and had to come back to the States the day before filming, the day before we went into the tent. So I wasn't able to compete, but it was such a great experience. And they did say, it's okay, you don't have to go through the audition process. You could come back again, for the next season. But of course, I couldn't go because my third, I had another child, so I was pregnant at the time, so I couldn't go.
There's always tomorrow, right? This is
Yep.
just today. And look at this amazing. I mean, just fantastic. We wish you all the best in your company, Mrs. Bakewells. And absolutely that tell us you'll have to keep us up to date on your tea parties because we would love to promote them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Miss Rita. And thank you to our audience for paying attention to today's episode of Margaritas with Marguerita Cheng, CFP Pro. I'm Hope Katz Gibbs, thrilled to be here with Rose Bakewell and Margarita. We'll talk to you all next week. Thank you so much for being part of our Incandescent Radio and TV family. This is Hope Katz Gibbs, founder of Incandescent Incorporated, the PR and publishing company for women entrepreneurs. Our Incandescent Radio and TV shows are brought to you by our advertisers and clients. Margaritas with Marguerita Cheng, CFP Pro, brings us 15 minutes of tips every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live, where you'll meet experts who are helping us flex our financial muscles. Find all of the episodes at margaritacheng.com. You'll also meet intuitive psychotherapist Kara Keem, who interviews therapists and other intuitive guides from around the world. Learn more at karakeem.com. And you're going to love social justice expert Karen Hanrahan, CEO of the San Francisco-based Glide Memorial Foundation. She bridges the gap from local impact to global change on her Thought Leadership Show on Incandescent Radio. Learn more about Karen at KarenHanrahan.com. You're also going to love Alina Liao, founder of the radical wellness journaling company, ZenitJournals.com. Alina asks, have you tried to journal but found it hard to keep up? Zenit makes it easier to journal for your wellness. With Zenit, you can customize your journal with prompts that speak to you, no more blank pages. Your Zenit is your personalized space to take care of yourself. Website, ZenitJournals.com. Feel it, write it, Zenit. You'll also meet amazing Tracy Schott, founder of Voices for Change. Tracy is determined to change the world and end domestic violence. Learn more at voicesforchange.net. And we are so thrilled to be publishing a book for Angela Mitchell, who is the tech expert of case management. And she's also the founder of this fabulous organization, Kids Code 2. She is determined to teach kids to code computers. Talk about teaching a kid to fish. We invite you to discover and peruse all the Incandescent Incorporated websites, the magazine for women, by women, about women, incandescentwomen.com. Our health and wellness magazine is beincandescent.com, the business of mind, body, spirit, soul, and heart. Our YouTube channel is incandescent.tv, and you can learn about our PR and book publishing services at incandescent.us. If you'd like to have your own radio and video show, check us out at incandescentradio.com, where you can see what we can do for you. These podcasts are also featured on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Our podcasts are produced by Brandy Wilsker. Our videos are produced by Nelson Benavides. Our website developer is Max Kukoy, and our incandescent illustrator and designer is Michael Glenwood Gibbs. If you'd like to learn more, please send me an email, hope@hopegibbs.com. Here is to your incredible, indelible, incandescent success. Much love and many